So welcome, Jason. And we just came off a full morning of the New Hampshire Rail Trail Coalition's conference. And you had a chance to present some of the exciting things going on really inside the downtown Manchester area and how that connects rail trails across the whole state. What were some of your impressions of what you saw and just as important, the message that you brought during your presentation?
Yeah, we're excited for what the future holds for Manchester as the center of rail trails in the entire state and the region. We've got a number of interesting projects that are going to happen in the next year that are going to advance our rail trails that are really going to be a game changer. Specifically, the South Manchester Rail Trail is going to finally be completed over the Cohos Brook and connecting to the airport. So that's a big thing that I think the people in Manchester are going to love. The other thing we talked about in the conference today was our opportunity to finally make a north-south connection up to Hooksett and Concord and beyond. And so that's a rail with trail scenario that we're partnering with the city and also CSX Railways on to make happen. So we're excited about the prospect of that. We'll know more in the spring when CSX owns the railroad, but so far we've had some very good interest-based discussions between the city, between CSX, and between Manchester Moves. And all things indicate that they're going to work with us in the future. And so what that means for Manchester is a rail trail that goes adjacent the Merrimack River from the mill yard all the way up to Hooksett and beyond. So the prospect of that is really exciting, and we're excited to be doing that work.
It provides an opportunity for people to use other means of transportation, to not be on crowded streets and highways. I mean, I look at Manchester Moves, it's what now, 14 years that it's been around, so it's got a long track record behind it. And I think you had also mentioned a couple of highlights, accomplishments that had been done in 2021 so far. The city of Manchester getting involved with advancing rail trails in general, the specifics that with CSX, you guys almost brokering the conversations to initiate this working together. And that collaboration seems to be a very big piece of what Manchester Moves has done, both leadership as well as driving these things forward. And then that last thing you had mentioned was something about the master plan for Manchester and what was finally included there.
Yeah, so the master plan that was released in August includes the trail network, which is the full trail network in Manchester. So all rail trails in the state will meet in Manchester, east, west, north, south. And so our master plan ratifies that vision and puts it into the 10-year plan. And so there's work to happen to make it happen, but the city as a whole has voted to make this thing. And so we as a city have said we want this, and despite some of the obstacles, we're going to make it happen.
Well, you know, there's an economic positive to that. If you look at what is it, the Rail Trail Conservancy, the national organization, it's been around a very long time, and they've got enough documentation showing anytime you create this kind of crossroads, the town or the city that it's in benefits economically. There's tremendous growth in what it offers for services, for people coming through with tourism, for travel. So all areas of the economic spectrum really get affected by it. The last thing I wanted to grab from you from the morning session was Greg Bakos. I don't know him, but it sounds like a lot of the work that he's done in the federal funding that supports it puts a low cost or no cost opportunity. When you mentioned the Cohos Trestle Bridge, that whole southern section, something about that caught my ear was it's not costing me tax money. So tell me more about that, or at least not the same way as if we were starting cold. It sounds like it's been built on work previously done.
Yeah, the stuff that Greg was talking about was federal funding that has an acronym to it called CMAQ funding, and so it's federal dollars that advance bike pedestrian infrastructure type things, and so those are federal grants that the city goes after that's already been secured.
Has been secured.
Yeah, so that particular project, the funding's already aligned, and so that, you know, they can start construction on that, as Greg said, in the next couple months.
Amazing. So to wrap up then, as we look into the cold months of winter ahead of us, coming into next summer, what do you envision for the summer of 2022?
Well, first of all, don't write off winter. So a lot of our trails can be used for cross-country use, specifically in the north end, the Heritage Trail that's adjacent Stark Park. That's a beautiful 3-mile loop of cross-country skiing. So get out there and use those. Also the Rockingham Trail past Lake Mazabizik, same thing. Get your cross-country skis out and go use that free of charge. And then come next summer, you know, we will be able to ride safely from Queen City Ave all the way to the airport on a rail trail behind Willow Street, around the airport and down in through Londonderry. So all those connections are in the pipeline, gonna happen between now and this time next year. So we're really looking forward to those safe transportation corridors being developed.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that information, and thanks for being here today. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, Keith.